Yo, 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 and hello and welcome to the 123rd episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go for free every Wednesday in audio format on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast directories, and in video format on YouTube, so you can see us in stunning HD. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can listen to episodes, subscribe for behind-the-scenes news, read rad articles, and buy sick t-shirts from our shop. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, Jamal Al-Jafra, alongside Brent. In the perilous... Oh, I forgot the fucking words to the goddamn song.
Yeah, Jamel's been forgetting the words to the national anthem all. And then I tried to correct him, and then I forgot the words, and it just became a whole mess.
Bass.
Brent forgot the national anthem. Bass.
It's for the land of the free. Yeah, that's where I was gonna go with it, but I said in the perilous fight. The perilous night. The perilous fight.
I'm not even gonna try on the air.
I would imagine it's the fight because the fight's perilous. You know,
I feel like.
Were there even knights at that time? This whole time, you just thought it was talking about a knight.
Oh, jeez.
But
man?
What's up, dude?
Not much, man.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah, welcome back to GameSpeak Podcast World.
It's been a whole week since we last talked to you.
A lot of things happened this week.
Kind of. So have you been doing anything interesting over the week?
No.
Nothing at all?
Not really, no. I've been trying to earn as much money as possible because I'm going on vacation next month, and I want to have some bills to sling, you know?
Oh, it's good to have bills to sling, especially on a vacay.
Mm-hmm. But just in the ideal world, I would have bills to sling.
Yeah, for sure.
There, you know?
That's ideal. I guess I'll talk a little bit about my week then.
Yeah.
So I've really been getting into H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh. You and everybody else in the world.
So, well, that's why. Because everybody's like, oh, dude, Lovecraftian, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I don't really understand why everyone likes him. And then I start reading his shit. I'm like, okay, I get why everybody likes it. It's just like, especially if you like the classics like H.G. Wells and stuff like that, like War of the Worlds and The Invisible Man and stuff like that, you'll love H.P. Lovecraft because he's like the beginning of horror. Mm-hmm. Like he writes I read The Thing on the Doorstep, and then
doesn't he do Call of Cthulhu or something like that?
That's my least favorite one. Like Arkham from Batman comes from H.P. Lovecraft. Like he created this city of it's not. It's like a city in Massachusetts, I believe. I can't remember now, but he created lore. He was the first dude that was like, okay, I'm gonna create a universe, and when I make these stories, they all happen around this city. It's really interesting. That's a good word for it. There's a lot of his stuff is short stories, which makes it easy to consume. It's like an hour read tops.
What time period was all this produced?
I think he was writing in the 20s or the 30s, somewhere around there, because there's one I'm reading one now I can't even remember which one I was reading because I finished it. I think it was The Outsider or one of them. It's the Color of Space or something like that, and it's about aliens, but he mentions the 80s. And he's talking about the 1880s. He's like, back in the 80s. And it's so fucking weird to see it. But it's kind of modern. The way he writes, it's just like reading a book from today. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think anything post 1920s would be pretty readable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not bad at all. And he doesn't take too much time to describe shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm
cool with that. A lot of authors, I don't know. A lot of authors just
the door had a rich brown.
J.R.R. Tolkien, I feel is a great example of that. Just describe a fucking blade of grass for 5 pages. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Some people like that, though. Some people want their book to just be, like, really, really descriptive of tiny little things, you know? I like to leave a little to the imagination, because I'm a pretty imaginative guy. So I think that's one of the big draws of reading a book to me, is that, like, aside from, like, hair color and body type and stuff, I can kind of make the characters look how I want. I can kind of put the scene how I want, you know? It's a little more personal.
Yeah, for sure. The one that I was reading, so like then there was the Dunwich Horror, and then there's one called Dagon, which was the one that I started with. It's about like this guy who escapes like he gets caught like on a naval ship, I guess like by pirates or something, and he ends up escaping, and he ends up on this island and finds like a monolith that is like from like people before people. I guess that nobody's found, and it like it's about this like fish god. It's so weird, like that they were like praying to, but it's all horror, so he tries to make it really creepy. You know, it's never just like, oh, there was a fish god, cool. You know, it's like, and I couldn't sleep for weeks. Blah 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 blah. It's really interesting. I really like horror like that. I started watching Penny Dreadful.
I couldn't get into that at all. I tried hard, but I just didn't like it.
I like it. I like things like that. I like steampunky Victorian era stuff. Like I always get drawn into it.
Victorian's hard to draw me in. Like it's weird with me. I don't know.
Well,
like with the exclusion of like very specific things, like the Jack the Ripper incident, I think that's really interesting. But you know, if it's not like a real like specific historical event, then I'm not like
not
super
into it.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I like about the Victorian era, is everybody turns it into like steampunk alternate history. Yeah. That's what I really like about it.
I guess it's a good turning point for history. Like if you're gonna look at like what turning points you could do, like from a historical standpoint, I think a few that stand out are like the Industrial Revolution. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the
World War
Victorian
II,
era, World War II, World War One, even. You know, any of the world wars, like.
But wouldn't World War One technically be Victorian era?
Would it? I don't think so.
No.
It was like the... No, yeah, it was like the
1920s.
Yeah,
my bad.
20s,
I was
30s,
thinking that...
yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was in the 1800s for a second. No, but... No. But it's close enough to the Victorian era where, like, there's still a bunch of, like, steam and mechanical shit everywhere.
Definitely.
But I do like Penny Dreadful... One, because they bring up like the Necronomicon and everything, which actually H.P. Lovecraft brings up a lot. It's like in the library in Arkham, like in one of the books. There's like these two guys that are trying to sneak into. I think it's Dunwich Horror. They try to sneak into the Arkham library to steal the Necronomicon so they can like get rid of this beast. Like it's
all I think about whenever I hear Necronomicon is
Evil Dead.
Yeah,
which is where they got it from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's pretty crazy how much influence this one guy had on like all of horror.
I think he got it from somewhere. I think like the Necronomicon is like a real thing in like demonology. Like
it's the Book of the Dead.
Yeah,
and it's like Arabic.
Yeah,
you know,
there's something to it there. It predates all that, I think. You know,
which I thought was pretty cool. In Penny Dreadful, I'm watching it, and like these like Arabian or Arabic speaking vampires come out. I'm like, oh dude, they're gonna have the Book of the Dead, dude. Like Brittany was like, what are you talking about? And then like in the like towards the end of the episode, the guy's like, you know what the source is. And
they mention it in the Mummy too.
Yeah,
now that I think about it, the Book
it's like
of the Dead.
Everybody,
yeah.
dude, everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, so. He does have a real influence on almost all horror pop culture and like stuff like that. But super interesting. It made me want to go back into writing like horror short stories again. I need to.
I have one that I started a while back, and I need to go back and finish it because I just did like one chapter, but I'm pretty proud of the like couple of pages I wrote. I just need to go back and do a little more.
Is that the one that you let me read?
I don't think I let you read it.
The one with like the...
Oh, yeah, I did let you read it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
That was really good.
You do a little more with that, I think.
Yeah, you're like Drake. You paint a vivid picture, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I'll try not to get too vivid, though, because I don't want to end up being that blade of grass.
No. You write pretty good, dude.
Thanks.
But yeah, so that's basically been my week. It's just like reading H.P. Lovecraft, watching Penny Dreadful, and just really diving into like Victorian era bullshit. I even started reading the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen graphic novel, just because Alan Moore's writing the 4th book to it now, and he says it's going to be his last graphic novel that he ever writes. So I was like, well, better jump into this and check it out.
Did you hear they're doing a Watchmen TV show?
Yeah, did you see the trailer?
Yeah, looks pretty good.
It looks all right.
It's all right.
It's kind of like a...
You know, it looks good. Did you see the Witcher trailer?
The Witcher trailer was dope.
I'm pretty impressed.
I am. He looks just like him. Like Henry Cavill?
Yeah, he looks better than I thought he would in the full outfit.
Yeah, dude.
I'm excited to see what they do with it.
He's very brooding throughout like the whole thing. He just looks like, yeah, I'm very mad at something.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's what he's going
deep
for.
in thought. Yeah. Looks good.
Looks good to me too.
But let's jump into the news. Let's get into the video game news.
Yeah, a lot of news this week.
Yeah, just so you guys know, we're using articles from gaming news sites from around the web. We do not claim any of the articles as our own. We're just giving commentary on them. So, Brent, you want to start us off?
I do. Before I jump into the news, I totally remembered something I did this week. I'm sorry. It's too late almost, but
no,
I got to tell you guys.
What happened?
Because it just came to me. I watched a really cool documentary this week. Have you seen, you should just watch Apollo 11 on Hulu. It's like real unarchived like footage from the actual Apollo 11 mission, like compiled into this like hour-long documentary. And it's like so interesting. Like they take you like step by step, day by day, like every second of the mission pretty much. And it's like the video footage is just incredible. It's like a lot of it's never before seen. It's on Hulu. It's really, really interesting.
Do they show the secret base on the dark side of the moon?
No, but they do show the clip of them flying past the dark side of the moon, and like it's like, I don't know, it's just really interesting. They like fly past it, and like you don't see shit, and then you see all this like lumpy shit, and then like, I mean, obviously the cameras were shit back then.
Yeah, it was like 2 megapixels.
So they're doing what they can, but it was pretty cool.
That's insane. Anyways, what you got?
Okay, so for the news. For the real news here, Blizzard is making a big change to Overwatch matchmaking, aimed at helping team balance and composition. The new role queue system will have you pick your favored team roles before even heading into a game, and then pick a character from within those roles. It's now available in the public test realm server on PC, and will roll out as a beta from August 13th to September 1st. With role queue, you'll pick from tank, support, or damage. You get it. But you pick your class, and then you get to like be more specifically. So you're not like fighting with other people over like support or damage, or you know what I mean.
I was about to say that's kind of smart.
Yeah,
because then they can just group you into a game where there's already like people have picked support, or so it's like, oh, we need a tank in this game.
Yeah.
So
it's a good idea, especially for these like hero shooters that have like tons of heroes. Like I think Paladins should really adapt this. I think that would be a great idea for them.
Yeah, it might help with stats to see how many people are like not wanting to play as like a certain type of character.
Yeah,
and they might realize, okay, we need to make a better character for this specific type. Yeah. But yeah,
that's smart.
So, like The Witcher 3 and CD Projekt Red's other games, Cyberpunk 2077 will have multiple difficulty settings. One of them is hardcore, and it sounds intense. CD Projekt Red's Alvin Liu told WCCF Tech that Cyberpunk 2077's hardcore mode turns off the UI. Quote, that will be a real challenge for a lot of players, Liu said. On the other end, Cyberpunk 2077 will have difficulty options that cater to players who are less familiar with shooter games, ensuring that Cyberpunk 2077 accommodates those players with ensuring that Cyberpunk 2077 accommodates those players was a real big concern for the developer, Liu said. We want to tell a story, and maybe you're a big fan of The Witcher and you're not comfortable playing a shooter. We have settings available for that. We even have weapons for that. One of those weapons is the smart gun, and it helps you aim, Liu said.
I hope one of those weapons is like a ninja sword, and it helps you chop people's heads off.
Yeah.
Do you think they're even going to have like melee weapons in that game?
I would absolutely imagine so. At least a knife.
Yeah, I'm thinking something like that, at least.
Or like a weird, like energy blade.
I'm excited about that one, man. It's gonna be pretty good.
It's gonna be cyberpunk, dude.
Okay, so if you love the existing Nintendo Switch, but just wish it could go a little bit longer between charges, you're in luck. Not long after announcing the more radical redesign in the form of the Switch Lite, Nintendo has revealed a more modest revision to the original Switch that appears to have only a single key difference: better battery life. The original Switch model's battery offered between 2.5 and 6.5 hours of playtime by Nintendo's estimates. However, this revised version will deliver 4.5 to 9 hours of battery life, even topping that of the Switch Lite. It will be the same price as the normal Switch, and it'll be coming pretty soon.
Yeah, and that's not a separate Switch. That's not like a new line of Switches.
Yeah, same like, old normal Switch.
Yeah, you won't know that. Like, basically, it's just when you buy a Switch now, it'll have better battery life than the people who bought Switch at first.
Yeah,
you know?
If you remember, I think it was last week, we talked about Nintendo filed some kind of trademark thing for the original Switch hardware, and this is probably a direct result of that.
That's definitely what it is. But I still think we'll see a Switch Pro in the future because they'll have to do something.
For sure.
Especially when Xbox 2
I think they just realized, we can't be charging people $100 extra for this one and it have a shittier battery life than the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We might as well just integrate that technology because obviously it's not driving up the price on the other one. You know what I mean? So.
For sure.
Yeah.
For a long time now, Guardians of the Galaxy actor Dave Bautista has made it known that he wants to play Marcus Phoenix in the upcoming Gears of War movie. The actor has now commented on how that campaign is going. It's not looking good. Bautista said on Twitter that Hollywood is listening to his campaign to play Phoenix, but they could give a fuck, he said. Believe me when I say I've tried everything to make this happen, he said. In June, Gears of War boss Rod Ferguson said he agrees that Bautista would be awesome in the role of Marcus Phoenix. However, he said he wields no power over casting decisions. Not only that, but there are no plot details available yet for the movie, so it's not even confirmed that Phoenix will be in it. Whatever the case, Ferguson said it's exciting that someone of Bautista's caliber is interested in being in the Gears of War movie. Ferguson went on to say that the movie's producers have told him that actors have reached out seeking roles in the movie. He teased that people you wouldn't necessarily think about have inquired about roles.
I don't know, man. I think he would be perfect. I mean, have you seen pictures of the guy?
Yeah, that's
he
like
exactly
the role
like
he was
him.
born for.
It really is. It's kind of shame it's stupid if they don't, especially since he's so enthusiastic about it. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Let's see.
They probably can't afford him.
No, probably not. I bet that's exactly what it is. I bet his manager hit him up with like a price, and they're like, "Nope."
Yeah, like, sorry, Bautista.
Nope.
We'll find some other wrestler trying to be an actor.
For real. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is undergoing some big changes. There is a backstory to the game now, for a start, and the same update, version 4.1, brings a visual revamp to the game's first map, Erangel. Developer PUBG Core says it has improved the graphical quality of Erangel's various areas and terrains across the board. Those improvements range from various incidental textures and features around the island to specific landmarks such as the mansion and the prison. So if you're a big PUBG guy...
Oh, yeah, and we were just talking about this like 2 episodes ago, huh?
What?
Like how are they going to give lore to the game?
Yeah, they're going to update the maps. They said they're going to update the other ones, too, eventually.
Okay. So. Just days after EA quietly announced Plants vs. Zombies 3, the publisher has now begun whispering about what looks to be a new Garden Warfare. Over the weekend, the company sent out invites to play test for a new PvZ shooter, codenamed Picnic. You are invited to participate in the new PvZ shooter codenamed Picnic playtest on Xbox One or PS4, said EA's email, which was sent to a GameSpot employee among select other members of EA's playtesting program. Quote, made by the team that created PvZ Garden Warfare, the Picnic closed alpha will give players a first glimpse into the new game. EA has previously listed a new Plants vs. Zombies shooter for release this fall. Another mainline PvZ game was announced a few days ago too. Plants vs. Zombies 3 is currently in the pre-alpha testing phase, though a final release date has not been confirmed.
I've never played one of those games, but they've all got really high ratings for some reason. Like,
yeah, I always see it, and I'm like, oh, let's give it. I wouldn't mind giving it a try, but I'm not gonna pay for it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's
maybe
the
it'll
problem.
come to Game Pass or something eventually. Let's see. Target really wants you to visit your local Target store. The retailer is currently slashing 25% off the price of select PS4 and Xbox One games when you select order pickup at checkout, meaning you'll need to swing by your Target to grab your games. This offer is available now through Saturday, July 27th. This marks the return of a popular deal that initially launched before Prime Day about a month ago. No word yet on whether Amazon will hijack the sale like it did the last one, but in any case, this is a pretty great opportunity to save a big on a new release like Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, Days Gone, and Judgment.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by Target, just so y'all know.
I'm just trying to let these people know where to go get the fucking deals, bro.
Like,
you know?
dude, like, when Target sponsors us, we'll let people... No, I'm just kidding. Target just, like, calls... No, that would be dope if we could just, like...
Look, man, for all I give a shit, after this sale is over, Target can burn to the ground, all of them, across America.
Great.
But until
so when that
day,
happens, we have on record here that you were okay with it.
I orchestrated the whole thing. Nationwide Target burning.
To prove that you're not a shill for Target.
Oh, geez.
Anyways, 2007's The Simpsons movie was an enormous success. Critics and fans generally enjoyed it, while it made a gargantuan $527 million against a reported budget of $75 million. So why hasn't there been a sequel? It's a topic that has come up a number of times over the years, and it did so again at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. Simpsons creator Matt Groening said during a panel that it was a tremendously difficult challenge to make the movie, and it's not something that the production team wanted to rush back into right away. Quote, "The first Simpsons movie killed us," Groening explained, as reported by IGN. "The reason for that was because the same team behind the TV show also made the movie. There was no separate production team for the movie. As such, the cast and crew had to complete the Simpsons movie in between seasons of the show. Now, some 12 years later, Groening said the team is almost back to a place where they might consider making another movie. Quote, "We're almost recovered. No doubt there will be another Simpsons movie one of these days. Disney wants something for its money," Groening said. Which,
well, maybe when The Simpsons finally dies, like, as a series, you know, they'll just do a movie to, like, cap it all off. You know what I mean?
The first movie was great, and I'm not that huge of a Simpsons fan.
No, I'm really not either. And as a matter of fact, I feel like the first movie came out at a point in The Simpsons when The Simpsons as a TV show was actually kind of starting to go downhill a little bit.
Yeah, and it brought it back.
It did, and the movie was way better than the show at the time, you know? Which is probably a direct result of, like he was just saying, like, them having to work on both projects, you know what I mean?
Yeah, which is crazy. That was the only reason I really put this in here, is because it's like they were making, like, a motion picture, you know, or a big-time movie while working on the TV show with no extra production. Like, can you imagine?
That's pretty crazy, yeah.
It's insane. And it still came out good, too. Anyways, what you got?
Oh, you're going to hate this one, Jamal.
Sweet.
Because I'm about to tell everybody to go back to Target to pick up a PlayStation Classic.
Oh.
Because they're only $20 now. They were on sale for Amazon Prime Day, but now everybody just said fuck it. They're like permanently $20. So
same at Best Buy though.
Yeah, I was about to say Best Buy's got them too. So, you know, go swing by one of them there, get you a $20 PlayStation. I mean, at $20, I'm definitely going to get one.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to get one when they were like $40. I was like, okay, that's cheap enough for me now.
Yeah, $20 is super cheap. That's way cheaper than a Super or like the NES Classic or the SNES Classic. Right, and
there's some like decent games on there that I would play. You know,
like Resident Evil,
right? I could pay $20 and buy that on my Switch, or I could get a whole ass little console to play it on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, Rainbow Six Quarantine was revealed at E3 this year with a vague, quote, early 2020, end quote, release date.
I'm hype about this.
Or release window. Now publisher Ubisoft has narrowed that time frame a little further. The company stated it is in its most recent earnings call that the game will launch before the end of the current financial year. That means we'll be playing Quarantine on March 31st, 2020 at the very latest.
Cool.
Barring any delays, of course.
Cool.
Yep.
I'm excited about that, man. That's I'm glad they're launching it pretty quick after they announced it, because I feel like a lot of these games like lose steam,
Yeah, over time.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. One of the main celebrity characters in Hideo Kojima's upcoming PlayStation 4 game, Death Stranding.
Hideo.
Hidomo. I didn't say Hidomo. I said Hideo.
Totally said Hideo Kojima. You're going to listen to this tomorrow and you're like, I fucking said Hidomo.
If I did, I'm sorry.
No, it's just funny to
my
me.
tongue is
it's
just
like Hidomo Origato. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I love it. I love it, dude.
Kojima Origato. Upcoming play is played by Hannibal and Casino Royale actor Mads Mikkelsen. As it turns out, the actor wasn't the first big name pitch for the role, it seems. During a San Diego Comic-Con panel this week, Kojima and movie director Nicholas Winding? Is it Winding? Winding Refn? Is his name Winding Refn?
I have no idea.
Winding Refn? A friend of Kojima's. Excuse me, guys. I'm just bad with names. Who also has a part in Death Stranding. Shared new insight on the much-anticipated and very mysterious game. Among other revelations, Kojima said the Matrix actor Keanu Reeves' name came up in discussions for Death Stranding. I originally was recommended Keanu Reeves, but wanted Mads, Kojima said. According to a report from Twitter, blah, 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 a lot of people were in attendance. They saw this. So, there's an alternate history, an alternate timeline somewhere where Keanu Reeves is not only in Cyberpunk, but he's in Death Stranding as well.
I think that's a mistake on Hideo Kojima's side, because he didn't realize how big Keanu was going to be this year.
Yeah, but Mads Mikkelsen, I think if this guy ends up being the villain in the game, I think Mads is just a really good villain.
I don't even know who Mads Mikkelsen is.
Yeah, you do. If you saw him, you'd know his face. Here, I'll show you.
I've seen his face. I just don't know who he is. What's he from?
You haven't seen Casino Royale, James Bond?
No.
You haven't seen Hannibal, the TV show?
No.
Oh, there's nothing I can do to help you. Hang on, there's something else he's in. Hold up.
Is he in Cheaper by the Dozen?
I think he's in other video games, too. Hold up.
Is he in Good Burger? Because if he's not in Good Burger, I probably don't know who he is.
He's in a lot of stuff. Hold up. I'm gonna just blow your mind right now. He's in Doctor Strange.
He's in
Star Wars Rogue One.
Okay, I've seen that.
He plays Galen Erso in Star Wars Rogue One.
Okay, but who is he in Good Burger?
Oh, shit.
Anyways,
he's in some other stuff. He's in a lot of stuff, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had a pretty good run there around the early 2000s,
Rogue One came out like yesterday.
Well, yeah.
No.
That's his biggest thing recently. I'm talking about like back in the day.
Gotcha. He has a funny name to me. Who names their kid Mads?
I don't know. I would be kind of pissed if my parents named me Mads Mikkelsen.
I'm gonna name my kid Happies.
Pissed.
Mads and Happies.
Pissed bass.
Sads.
Mads and Sads Mikkelsen.
Blizzard Entertainment is seeing the departure of another longtime executive. Frank Pierce, who co-founded the company back when it was known as Silicon and Synapse, announced that he has decided to move on from the developer after 28 years. I'm not even that old yet. Pierce shared the news in a statement published on Blizzard's website. It does not suggest he's leaving for another company. Instead, he talks about spending more time outdoors and pursuing other passions, like learning to play an instrument. Blizzard President J. Allen Brack also released a statement on Pierce parting ways with the company, in which he talks up Pierce's role, despite the fact that he hasn't been in the most public-facing of roles. Quote, "Like many of us, Frank is an introvert," Brack wrote. "Thus, many of you haven't seen a lot of him publicly, nor seen the deep impact he's had on Blizzard and on the culture specifically. But Frank has been here from the beginning, building and expanding the foundation and championing the values behind everything Blizzard does. Blizzard is better because of Frank Pierce." End quote. Fellow co-founder Mike Morhaime announced his departure from Blizzard late last year, with Brack assuming his role as president. So, another one bites the dust.
Another one indeed.
Yeah, he's going to go learn to play the flute.
Okay. Let's see. Avengers Endgame was a box office powerhouse when it released back in April, dragging in a near record-breaking amount of money. But despite its monster opening, the movie wasn't quite able to take the box office earnings record from another enormous movie, director James Cameron's Avatar.
Oh my god.
According to Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige, that situation has changed, however. With Disney announcing at San Diego Comic-Con that Endgame has overtaken Avatar's box office record.
That's why they brought it back for the second one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cheap, though.
I know, that's cheap. There's a catch, though. I literally just heard from our folks at Disney Distribution that Avengers Endgame will be the biggest film of all time, Feige said during the Marvel Studios panel at Comic-Con's Hall H. You have to shout out to James Cameron. If you adjust for inflation, he still holds that title. But right now, thanks to all you folks in Hall H, Avengers Endgame is the biggest film of all time. That means, in straight numbers, Endgame has passed Avatar's total box office take of $2.78 billion. But as Fergie mentioned, or as Feige,
as Fergie mentioned, she just like drops it.
As Feige mentioned, the world was different in 2009 when Avatar was released, and inflation means that $2.78 billion was worth more than it is now. You might also recall that Disney and Marvel Studios worked pretty hard to get that record out of Cameron's hands. The company returned Endgame to theaters on June 28th so it could soak up even more money. Before its farewell tour, Endgame had only raked in $2.74 billion. Still, a record is a record, and Disney fought pretty hard to take this one. So there you go.
I just want to know, what was wrong with the planet back in 2009 that we all decided that Avatar was the movie that we were gonna...
What the fuck were we thinking, dude? I think what it is the Real D 3D thing was taken off at that point, and it was one of the first movies to really utilize the 3D glasses, and like I think that drove a lot of people to go see it because the 3D was so cool. It was like one of the first movies to not use the like red and blue 3Ds. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you're right. I remember that. But still, though, I mean,
I know that's why I went to see it. Because I was like, I wanted to see some really cool 3D.
Yeah, but all we got was fucking these blue aliens fucking each other with their fucking hair.
Yeah.
I still don't get it. There's still people that are like, that was a great movie.
I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't like, I don't think it should have been like the one that holds that insane record. You know what I mean?
But it was
I've definitely seen better movies.
I think technically Ferngully did it better. I mean, like, I left Ferngully with a song, I left that movie with nothing and like way less money in my pocket. But anyways, Google Stadia launches in just a few months, but there remain some questions about exactly how it will work and what role it's looking to serve. In an attempt to clarify people's questions, Stadia's product director, Andrei Dornachev, that's a very Russian name, held a Reddit Q&A in which he sought to distance the platform from comparisons to Netflix, which has often been cited by some. Quote, to be clear, Stadia Pro is not Netflix for games, like some people have mentioned, Dornachev explained.
That's where they're fucking up.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It is, because you're paying for a subscription and for the game. He says, a closer comparison would be like Xbox Live Gold or PlayStation Plus. The Pro subscribers get 4K and HDR streaming, 5.1 surround or 5.1 sound, exclusive discounts, and access to some free games. Roughly one free game per month, give or take.
So not even close to Xbox or PlayStation.
No, one free game. Hold on, check this out. One free game per month, give or take. So
how are you gonna take
one?
You can't give her. You can only give to that.
No, remember back I said give or take. So this month there's not going to be a free game, guys. But
I don't trust that at all.
He said starting with Destiny 2. Stadia Pro is the premium subscription service that Stadia users can subscribe to if they wish. It gets you everything listed by Dornachev, but Stadia Pro subscribers will still have to pay full price for additional games beyond those offered for free, give or take, despite a Pro membership already costing $10 per month. Coincidentally, the same price as Netflix premium subscription.
What a coincidence. I saw another interview with that same guy, and they were like asking basically like, what happens if you guys just fail, And the guy was basically just like, don't worry about it. Just have faith in technology. It'll be okay. Like, no, that is not an acceptable fucking answer. I don't know, man.
It's like, but what's the fail-safe? It's like, oh, what's that? Oh, so hold on, I gotta take this call real quick.
I'll be right back. Yeah. So check it out, guys.
Checking it.
Fortnite had this big ass event recently.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Cool.
Big monster, big robot, beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest event they've ever done.
Ever.
And yet, it had the least amount of people interacting with it.
That's because the game's slowly dying.
Yes, it is. That's my point, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
But there you go. Also, since that was a short one, there was a whole lot of Marvel movies announced at the thing, and I don't have to go through them all. But if you want to know about this, I can. But I don't have to. You can also just look it up. Just look up Phase 4 Marvel, and there's like 1 million new Marvel movies coming that they announced at the Marvel Comic-Con panel.
Blade. We're getting a new Blade.
They're doing an animated series that's like fits into the... Or not series, but an animated movie that fits into the universe. They're doing all kinds of stuff.
They're doing
Doctor Strange movie that's going to be like a horror thing.
Thor as a
woman.
Natalie Thorman.
Yeah, Natalie Thortman.
There we go. I like it.
Yeah, so, keep an eye out if you're into the Marvel stuff. A lot of shit coming your way.
Okay, yeah. So, like, most of the planet.
What do you got?
I got nothing. You keep going. I'm out of news, man.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just shorten up some of these, because some of these are a little long-winded,
Shorten them up.
This one right here, Quentin Tarantino. He's basically like earlier. Simon Pegg had done an interview and said that if Quentin Tarantino did, the Star Trek movie like he was saying he would do, it wouldn't end up being Pulp Fiction in space. And Quentin Tarantino did an interview recently and basically said, fuck Simon Pegg, he doesn't speak for me. If I did Star Trek, it would be exactly Pulp Fiction in space, and I might do it. So, fuck y'all. He said he read a good script and it was like pretty much Pulp Fiction in space, and he's all about it.
He said, fuck Simon Pegg.
He said...
That's all I took from that. No, just kidding.
He said something kind of derogatory. He said, that's the same... This is a direct quote from him. He said, I don't know if I'll do it or not. I've got to figure it out, but Mark Smith wrote a really cool script. I like it a lot. There's some things I need to work on, but I really, really liked it. I get annoyed at Simon Pegg. He doesn't know anything about what's going on, and he keeps making all these comments as if he knows about stuff.
Damn. Quentin Tarantino's never one to, like...
hold back.
He's just like... The dude's fucking annoying, man.
He really is, dude. He tells you exactly what he thinks.
Which I think is weird. Why is Simon Pegg saying things if he doesn't know anything?
Yeah, like, why would Simon Pegg know what fucking Quentin Tarantino's next move is? You know what I mean?
Well, because it's Star Trek. Simon Pegg's part of Star Trek.
Yeah, okay, that makes
sense. Or at least, like, the new Star Trek.
Simon Pegg just feels so strongly that Quentin Tarantino has, like, this respect for the source material, like... But I don't think he does. I don't think he gives a shit. I really don't. I think Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek wouldn't have anything to do with Starfleet. It would be like about like pirates or some shit in space. You know what I mean?
Quentin Tarantino's like the Kanye West of film. Like he doesn't give a fuck. Like,
he really doesn't.
He's gonna say shit. He's gonna piss people off, but he's gonna put out shit that everybody loves. Like at the end of the day, what are you gonna say to Quentin Tarantino? At the end of the day, what are you going to say to Kanye West? Honestly, like, he's a fucking asshole, but his shit pops, dude.
It's true.
It pops. Anyways.
You can't deny it. Okay. A plane full of lucky passengers on a Southwest Airlines flight got more than a bag of pretzels on their trip to San Diego. They received a free Nintendo Switch system and a copy of the recently released Mario Maker 2, perfect for staying occupied while hurtling above the earth in a metal tube. So I saw some actual stuff about this on like Twitter. Like some of the people from the flight were like posting their pictures and stuff. I'm just supremely jealous, to be honest with you. Like, why can't that happen to me in my regular life? Like, I'm just walking around, somebody just like, hey, here's a Switch.
It's because we don't fly enough.
Well, the moral of the story is if you do fly and you see a guy in a Mario Maker hat, just go ahead and get on that flight, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Make sure you go through security and purchase the proper tickets and stuff. Don't just run onto a plane in this day and age. That's not how you survive or get a Switch.
Yeah,
No.
but, you might luck out.
You might look out. And then, go to prison. But you'll have a Switch, though.
Yeah.
No, just...
Video game retailer GameStop has unveiled an ambitious plan for new types of retail stores.
Yay.
The company is partnering with global innovation design firm RGA to create streamlined GameStop stores. The two companies are working together on designing and testing out the stores, which GameStop says in a news release will introduce new ways for shoppers to try games before they buy them. It actually says guide them, but I'm assuming they meant buy. The stores themselves will have a unique layout and purpose. Some of the stores' concepts will be focused on competitive gaming and homegrown e-leagues, while other concept stores will exclusively sell retro games and hardware. The new stores will be piloted in a select market, though GameStop didn't say exactly where they'll be tested or if it'll be somewhere in the United States. Let's see what else we got here.
Yeah, so I guess they're trying to make it like the mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
Except for it's going to be GameStop and nobody's going to want to go there.
GameStop and pop shops.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Let's see. Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 were announced on the Switch back in June. They have a release date now for October 29th. And they will be coming at $30 a piece, or you can get a bundle with Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 for $60. So you might as well get the bundle at that point if you don't already have 4. All that's coming on October 29th. Let's see. Super Monkey Ball series is making a comeback with Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. And it's going to be coming pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. There's no release date.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, okay. This is a long one, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. But they basically used VR to help make the new Lion King movie. They they built this whole VR representation of the world, using Unity. And they fucking put the actors in the fucking VR world and shit to get them in the scene and let them know where they would be in the movie, and it was really weird. And the guy who filmed the movie was talking about it and talking about how every time somebody would come into the studio, he'd put them in the VR headset and fly them around like Zazu over the Pride Rock, you know what I mean?
I wonder, that's got to be really confusing to do, to film that way. I just don't understand technology sometimes.
He didn't film it like that, I don't think, but he used it to, hang on, let me see. I'm going to skip a lot of it, but he's talked about the VR, he talked about, let's see. This is the guy who played Simba talking. He said, he did an amazing job with this. J.D. McRae, who voices young Simba, recalls. So it was me, Shahidi, and Mr. Favreau. We put on the headsets, and we had these little controller things in our hands, and we could fly. It was like we were Zazu. We were birds. We were whatever we wanted to be, and we saw everything. We saw the Pride Lands. We saw Pride Rock. We saw the watering hole. We saw the elephant graveyard. We saw it all, man. It was so cool. More than allowing his cast to experience the setting they've been acting in, though, the virtual Pride Lands helped Favreau and his team to decide how best to film the movie. Describing the program as sort of a multiplayer VR filmmaking game. The director noted how it allowed on these crews without extensive blah, 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 blah. He said the crew would actually be able to put these headsets, go in, scout, and actually set cameras up within VR. So, they were, putting the camera up in, this virtual world, a virtual camera, and, setting it up, and then having the actors, I don't know. It's crazy shit.
So they knew where the camera was, technically, or something?
So, the camera... So, they had the whole of the Lion King world built already. So, they would go to these virtual places and film the scenes virtually. You know what I mean? They, set up cameras in the shot, you know what I mean? And filmed it like it's a normal movie, just, in virtual reality almost. In a weird... I don't know.
I just don't understand. That's like Inception to me. It makes no sense to me.
I don't either. I don't really understand either, but I guess that they were all just wearing headsets, walking around interacting in the Jungle Book world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
He said, it's like watching your favorite movie, but like you're in it. You're in the movie, blah, blah, blah. He goes on and on, but it's pretty interesting that they even use that technology at all, like in the process, and apparently used it a lot.
It's the future, man.
I'm telling you.
We live in it. We live in it.
Let's see. One last one here. A special event is taking place soon in Pokemon Go. Niantic's hit Pokemon game is teaming up with the popular manga series One Piece for a collaboration event next week, which will give players around the world a chance to capture a special Pikachu. Beginning on July 22nd, Pikachu wearing One Piece hero Luffy's iconic straw hat will begin spawning worldwide for a limited time. A straw hat item will also be available from the in-game style shop, while players in Kumamoto Prefecture, Japan, will be able to visit statues of Luffy and other One Piece characters, which will serve as new Pokestops.
Hell yeah. Cool.
So there you go.
That's the news, guys. We're going to jump on over to this week's releases, where you can find out what brand new games you can get in the next 7 days. Starting with Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden, coming to Switch on July 30th for $39.99. Mutant, this is actually out on everything else right now. It's just coming to Switch. But Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden is a tactical adventure game that combines turn-based combat with a real-time stealth and exploration of a post-human world reclaimed by nature and mutants.
This is the one with the duck, right?
Yeah, you play as like a duck, a pig, and like some other thing. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Very realistic looking.
Yeah, really realistic looking, like big duck.
I like it.
Weird.
And then we got Tetris Effect coming to PC on July 23rd for $39.99.
Oh, cool.
From Tetsuya Mitsuguchi. Yeah, Tetsuya Mitsuguchi and the creative team behind Res Infinite and Luminous. Tetris Effect is an evocative spin on the classic puzzler with 30-plus stages that take players on a wondrous emotional journey through the universe, from deep beneath the ocean to the furthest reaches of outer space and everywhere between. And that's
game's cool, but it's like really just the music is cool about it to me. Like, I'm like one of those guys that's like all about anything VR, but like it's just Tetris. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about, dude? It's a wondrous adventure.
I don't know.
From beneath the ocean.
It does have really pretty music. There's just like one song. It's like, we're all connected. We're all together. It's so beautiful.
That sounds horrible.
It's really pretty. If you actually like heard it, you'd be like, holy shit. You'd just be like, it's like one of those songs that just makes you like feel like you're just like floating through space, but in a good way, not like a scary way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not like a horrifying way.
Not like Gravity. Like
Kill La Kill, the game, IF, is coming to PS4, Switch, and PC on July 26th for $59.99. Experience the hot-blooded action from the original anime series with a brand new story chapter and arena-based combat in Kill La Kill, the game, IF. In pursuit of the truth behind her father's death, the wielder of the scissor blade, Ryuko Matoi, enrolls in the Hanuji Academy. At Hanuji Academy, there exists a special uniform, the Goku uniform, said to bestow special powers upon those who wear it. And the student president, Satsuki Kirun, has absolute authority over the entire academy with its powers. Okay,
what is this nonsense?
I have no idea. It's too much. A Wolfenstein Youngblood is coming out to Xbox One, Switch, PS4, and PC on July 26th for $29.99. That's like 3 days from now.
I'm probably going to get that one on the Switch, I think.
You have to get on Switch because we got to co-op it.
Well, you can do co-op on all of them.
Yeah, but that's not the same. No, but I guess that's right. We should probably get it on Xbox, honestly. That way we can do
it. But come on, dog. The Switch, though.
I know, but...
What if one of us got it on Xbox and one of us got it on Switch? Then we could still play together on both consoles.
You can do download play with the Xbox one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do it with A Way Out anyways. I think they advertised it like you could do it with all of them, I think.
I hope so. If that's the case, one of us needs to get Xbox, one needs to... I'll get Xbox because it's easier for us to do the capture.
I'll tell you what, this will be my deciding factor. If they have a physical copy of it, I'll probably get it on Switch. If they have a digital copy only, then I'll probably get it on Xbox.
They'll have a physical copy.
I like physical games for my Switch, mainly because my memory card is like tiny.
Yeah. But that's coming for $29.99 on the 26th. And then we got Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, PSVR and PC for $19.99. This looks horrible, actually. Wolfenstein Cyberpilot brings virtual reality to the revolution against the Nazis. Paris.
How does it look horrible to you?
Have you seen the trailer for this?
It looks fucking sick.
It literally looks like it's walking and then you're shooting. Like, there's nothing else happening.
You're piloting a fucking mech.
Yes, but anyways, 1980, you're the best hacker in town. Your mission, aid the French resistance by taking control of powerful Nazi war machines.
See, multiple war machines. You're going to have all kinds of different robotics.
Ram, gun down, and burn your way through the city of love, leaving dead Nazis in your wake. Saddle up, cyber pilot. You're one of us now. We'll see. We'll see. You get that game. I want to hear your review of it because I don't think you're going to like it. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But from what I saw, it looked really dull. And
I don't know, man. You can't judge a VR game by what you saw on a trailer, especially one produced by Bethesda, because you know they're going to put like insane amounts of polish into it graphically. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's what I expected, but it looked kind of whack.
Oh, man.
You know, I went in with the mindset that, Bethesda, Wolfenstein in VR, and then I saw like what it was, and I was
okay, granted, it is a little disappointing that it's not like a traditional Wolfenstein, because that would be sick with the aim controller killing Nazis. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would be tight. I gotta say that I'm a little sad about that, but I'm still willing to keep an open mind here because Doom VFR was a little weird. You know, it put you in a robot, and yet it was still Doom. You know, still very cool.
Not very good reviews, though.
It was an excellent game. People just don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I don't know.
I'm 100% sure.
But speaking of that, they should do Dishonored VR. That would be cool.
That would be
the stealthy,
I'm tired of them remaking old games in VR, though. I think if they do a Dishonored VR, it should be like its own thing.
The ground up.
That's one thing I like that fucking Bethesda's doing. They put like these little VR companions out with their games. It's not just like the same game just made over in VR, because it just like a lot of times it just doesn't feel right. Like games you'd think would be awesome in VR, like Borderlands and Skyrim, are like okay. Yeah, you know?
I feel that. And then we got Super Mega Baseball 2 Ultimate Edition coming to Switch on July 25th for $29.99. Super Mega Ball is back with streamlined baseball simulator gameplay. Build your dream team and challenge your opponents to a good old-fashioned game of hardball, online and off. And there's like couch co-op and stuff. And then we got Beyond Two Souls coming to PC on July 27th. Couldn't find a price for it, but from the makers of the award-winning Heavy Rain comes a unique psychological action thriller featuring a brand new game engine, a compelling original story, and a top-notch Hollywood cast. Beyond Two Souls offers a sophisticated, technologically advanced, immersive gaming experience at the time it came out.
I feel like Beyond Two Souls is like one of the most slept-on games of all time. You know what I mean? Even people that are like fans of Quantic Dream games seem to like hate it for some reason. And I think mainly because it's got like big name actors in it and they're like, oh, they went mainstream. I don't know. But it's so good, dude. It's so freaking good. Like it's just like all those other games like Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain and all those. I mean, it's got the choice-based system, multiple endings, like really good acting, an interesting plot. I don't know. I love that game so much. A lot of people don't see the beauty of it, but I think it's a really good one. And if you have PlayStation Now, it's on there. So
yeah. AI, the Somnium Files is coming to Switch, PS4, and PC on July 25th for $59.99. From Zero Escape series director, scenario writer, Kotaro Uchikashi. Okay, writer Kotaro Uchikoshi. AI, The Somnium Files, is a mysterious adventure that takes place in a technologically advanced iteration of Tokyo, Japan. In a near-future Tokyo, Detective Konami Date is on the case of a mysterious serial killer. Date must investigate crime scenes as well as dreams on the hunt for clues. One rainy night in November, a woman's body is found at an abandoned theme park, mounted on a merry-go-round horse. She has been stabbed repeatedly, and her left eye was gouged out.
Hardcore.
Yeah, Konami Date of the Metropolitan Police Department arrives on the scene. He recognizes the woman. Suddenly, he hears a noise from inside the merry-go-round. He breaks into the merry-go-round's central column to find a young girl, and in her hands, she grips a bloody ice pick. Okay. I'm actually interested.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see where that goes.
Yeah, it looks anime style, though.
That'd make a great anime.
Oh, yeah.
That should be a TV show.
It should. It might be. They got Wargroove coming to PS4 on July 23rd for $19.99. Wargroove is that, it's like at battle, what is it? Advance Wars, but for everything else now.
It's like free to play, right?
No. It's $20.
JK.
It's just coming to PS4. It's already on Switch and everything.
Okay.
And then we got Aluris coming to Xbox One, PC, and mobile on July 30th. I couldn't find a price for this game, but prepare to embark in a journey like no other in the role-playing adventure Aluris. Play as a reluctant hero or villain to save the world, or just save a colony of bears from some lumberjacks. However you play, you're sure to walk away with a few crazy stories about your adventure. You begin your journey on the roads outside the city of Aluris. Your goal is to travel the world, level up and collect items, followers, and abilities until you can overcome Baron Dread and save Aluris. And then we got Unlucky 7 coming to PC on July 26th. Couldn't find a price for this. Ellen's friends always remember to celebrate special occasions. Instead of attending Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, they go to a birthday party in a luxury motel. Unfortunately, the owner just ate a delicious human liver sausage, and the appetite comes with eating. The party of their life becomes a party of their death. Experience the thrill of adventure through the beautiful pixel realistic world where you are who you eat, and your choices decide the fate of your friends. Meet the hidden goals and desires of each character and jeer as their plans are ruined. Unlucky 7 will take you on a spacewalk and tell you a story about love, hate, and craving for human flesh.
That was all over the place.
Yeah.
Wait, so, okay, are we the ones eating people, or are we, like,
I think
being eaten? I'm a little confused.
I think you eat people because you didn't go to Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, okay, so we just want to, drink. There's no alcohol.
So we eat
So
each
we're
other.
eating everybody.
In space.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Then we got Fantasy Strike coming to PS4, Switch, and PC on July 25th for $29.99. Fantasy Strike is a world of fantasy and martial arts. Its diverse characters use wind, fire, ghosts, gambling, paint, and even time itself as their weapons. Find a character whose personality and playstyle you connect with. Designed with accessibility in mind by veteran game designer David Serlin, the game provides players with a rare experience in the world of fighting games. A game that's unusually easy to jump into, yet with the depth of strategy and tactics that hardcore fans of the genre expect.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we got Fear of Traffic coming to PS4 and PC on July 25th for $6.99. With its colorful world and magical soundtrack, Fear of Traffic challenges you to find the way out, avoiding blocked roads, animals, odd objects on the way, and traumatic accidents with other drivers. You can try to ramp up your score by finding hidden collectibles in every level.
Cool.
Okay, and then we got Robbie Swifthand in the Orb of Mysteries coming to Switch, PS4, and PC on July 23rd for $17.99. Robbie Swifthand sounds like a guy that gives mad hand jobs.
Go see Robbie Swifthand. He'll give it to you real good.
Why do they call you Robbie Swifthand?
You don't want to know, kid.
Robbie Swifthand in the Orb of Mysteries is a 2D platformer consistent of mind-intriguing psychology-based level design, epically unique boss fights accompanied by groovy and mystifying music. Plan ahead your every move and outsmart the traps that are lurking in the temple, or get dissected in hilarious ways.
Or get jacked up in hilarious ways.
He's about to beat you off. And then we got Saber coming to PS4 on July 23rd. Couldn't find a price, but in Saber, drop into a virtual combat playground against other players in a variety of online competitive game modes, including Battle Royale. Choose from one of 3 mechanical war beasts. Customize your look and pick your loadout from a massive arsenal of heavy, high-tech weaponry, including rockets, rapid blasters, plasma cannons, and more. And then finally, we got Forager coming to Switch and PS4 on July 30th for $16.99. Forager is an open-world adventure and exploration game where players are able to buy lands to expand and explore a vast world filled with secrets, puzzles, friendly characters, and foes. Craft interesting items, build and defend their bases, and learn powerful skills and abilities. Level up and learn new skills, abilities, and blueprints. Solve puzzles, find secrets, and raid dungeons. Achieve anything you want. The choice is yours, and set your own goals to work towards.
Cool.
Yep. That's it. That's all of the games coming out this week. So it's time to jump into. Did you get the free games with PlayStation yet, or did they show them yet?
They haven't showed them yet.
Yeah, they haven't done the Xbox ones yet either. So we're gonna jump into currently playing. You guys can let us know what you're currently playing in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast, or you can drop it in the comments below. We'll read it, talk about it on the next episode. But yeah, so what are you playing, Brent? What's going on over there?
Well, I jumped on that Gears 5 text test a little bit.
Oh, cool. I heard there was a lot of issues going on with that.
Yeah, it was a lot of issues. Every time I played a match, I had to leave the matchmaking and get back into it to play another match. But overall, the graphics are really good. I'm excited to see what for some reason, this made me more excited about the single player campaign than it did about the multiplayer, just because it looked really nice and but I don't know, man. It was all right, I think if there was more levels and stuff, maybe I would have been more into it. But I played a few matches and I had a little fun. But then I'm probably not going to play it again until the actual game comes out.
It's tough. It's tough to get people interested in something that's outdated.
Yeah. I mean, the combat was fun. Don't get me wrong. It felt fun. It was fun playing against people. It just wasn't, I don't know. There's something, it needs a little something. You know what I mean? A little
salt and pepper.
It needs a little salt and pepper. But, I played a little bit of that. I have been continuing to play Dead Rising 4. I'm having a lot of fun with that. That's just one of my favorite games. I love that game, when I just want to zone out and just drive around in a car that zaps zombies, or, put on an exosuit and fly around and, chop up zombies. I don't know.
Yeah, I always
Lots
get
of
that
different
urge.
ways to kill zombies,
Yeah, for sure.
It's a very fun game. I got tired of Shenmue 2. I'll probably come back to that at some point, but I just can't do Shenmue anymore right now. It's a little too slow.
Shenmued out.
I'm Shenmued out. I probably should have waited before I played the second one, but now I'm 1.5 games deep in Shenmue, and I'm just
I've had it up to Shenmue.
I'm done with that Shenmue.
Done with it, dude.
So I was that Shenmue. Eventually I'll come back to it, but I was I want something kind of in the same vein, but just better,
Which 3 is supposed to be modern,
I hope so.
Saying?
So in the meantime, I downloaded Yakuza Kiwami because it was a free game back in the day.
Yeah.
As one of my PlayStation Plus games, and I get all these games, I just don't play them.
Install them.
Yeah. So, I've been meaning to come back to that for a while, and I installed it, and I immediately, fell in love with it. As soon as I started playing it.
Is it better than Shenmue?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is.
Which supposedly took a lot of inspiration from Shenmue.
Yeah, you can see it. I mean, aside from, Shenmue has, the time system and, the day-by-day thing. That's all out the window. There's none of that in Yakuza. You know what I mean? Which is good and bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's less stressful. It's less waiting for this to happen and this, But it's also, there's still a lot of things that are, interactive, things you can do in the world and, a relatively open world that, only blocks you from going places if you, just don't need to be over there,
Yeah.
In a good way, kind of. Lots of people coming up to you on the street. The combat system is way more interesting and fun and less confusing than Shenmue.
Yeah, I still don't understand what's going on in Shenmue.
Shenmue's weird. You have to learn combos and all this weird stuff. In this one, it's basically light and heavy attacks. You know what I mean? Kind of like Arkham or something. And then you have your grab move like Shenmue, with circle. But also, you have a dodge move with X, and then if you put the D-pad in, you have 4 different styles. And so your D-pad will make you change styles. So your light and heavy attacks will change, and your throw moves will change. So it's all this different stuff, but it's way more condensed, and it makes a lot more sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The combat's a lot more fun. The story is way more mature and interesting. Overall, it's aged a lot better than Shenmue 2. I mean, obviously, they did a lot more as far as the graphics go on this one than the remaster of Shenmue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's a lot of fun, man. It's really worth playing.
Yeah, I plan on playing that one.
And that's what I've been playing. That's pretty much it this week.
Cool. So I've been playing Super Mario Maker 2. We just got done playing some of that. Finished up the Area 51 ski level. I'll probably throw the level code into the description on createforsanity.com. I'll post it with this episode, even though the actual part 2 to our Couch Bro Op of it won't be up till Saturday.
Oh yeah.
So people who listen to this episode,
peek.
yeah, you can go ahead and play it, but
if you
for
have
everyone
a hard
else,
time beating the level, go back on Saturday and watch the Couch Bro Op. You might find some little hacks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god,
some hacks. You know?
Yeah, it would be me and you sitting on the couch. No, just kidding. Pretending to be level designers.
Hey,
no, I think we,
good,
we did pretty good.
I thought we did okay.
I think we did good. I think people will be pleasantly surprised that it's not as easy. And we figured out that like if you slide and then jump, like it was kind of cool to go back and play our own level and find things that were like, oh, that would be cool to do it this way.
Some pro players would probably just blast through our level.
Oh god, our level's like just so easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's up there. So or it's gonna be up there. Part 1's already up on the YouTube channel, so go check out.
Yeah, we got boss fights now. We got all kinds of shit.
Part 2 is coming on Saturday. Anyways, that, and then I'm 7 hours deep into the Evil Within.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was on sale.
Buy it?
Yeah, it was on sale for like $14.99 for all of it with the DLC.
Yeah,
so bad. I was like, I'll fucking pay for it.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one, and because I want to play the second one.
Yeah,
but I was reading all the reviews. Last I checked, this game got like a 7 out of 10 on like critic sites like IGN and GameSpot. But like the reviews on Xbox Live or the Xbox Game Store were like 4.9 out of 5. Yeah, and
also you have to consider the relatively like limited selection of just like games. Horror games in general on the Xbox. You got like that and Outlast pretty much, you know what I mean?
That's true. But everybody was like, oh, it's a fucking it's a classic. Like everybody's like, this is one of the best horror games ever made, blah blah blah.
Game.
And I was like, okay, well, I gotta play it now. So I downloaded it. I have all the DLC. I'm 7 hours in. It's a 16-hour long game because I looked up how long to beat. So I'm roughly halfway through the game, and I'm enjoying it. I love it.
It's a good game.
I love the graphics. They're beautiful, especially for an earlier Xbox game.
Xbox it looks
One
good.
Game.
I've heard the second one is a lot better too.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm trying to get to the second one. But I'm not rushing it. Like I actually enjoy this one. It reminds me of RE4, dude. It's Resident Evil 4. It's made by the same guy who made Resident Evil 4.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
That's why it's exactly Resident Evil 4. And like
I was into it. I don't know why I stopped playing. I think I got stuck at some part. There was some point in the game where like some guy was just chainsawing me a whole bunch and I just couldn't figure out what to do and I just gave up.
See, the chainsaw thing, it took me a second to figure out, but and it's a very difficult game. It's like almost Dark Souls level difficult at some points, but what I found out is that there's always traps laid around, so you can like go and like you'll drop a match on like some hay or something around there, and the guy will run into it, and then like
that's probably what I should have been doing.
Yeah, you don't want to just try and outgun the guy. You want to try and burn him a couple times. Use like your bow with the dynamite stick. Like
that's kind of how I was in Batman, man. In those Batman games, I was just I'd set up like traps and like lead people to the traps.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty cool.
That's what you got to do. But yeah, but that's what I've been playing.
Cool.
Getting geared up for Evil Within 2.
Cool.
But let's jump into the topic of the show.
Yeah.
Today's topic of the show is our continuation of our series of top 10 games from each video game console that's ever been released. That matters. We didn't do like Game Gear and stuff like that. But this is our top 10 Nintendo Wii U games. I was one of the 20 people in America that bought the Wii U. I
was not. So my list is probably a little less informed than Jamal. This is one of the ones where Jamal has a lot more experience with this console than I do.
Yeah. Luckily, I had an Xbox 360 at the time, so I wasn't like trapped with the Wii U. I went out on my own volition to buy this, and I pre-ordered it. And I got it, so and I enjoyed a good little bit with it.
Yeah, there was some fun little things.
Yeah, some stuff on there. But so let's do our countdown. There wasn't many games for this console because the Switch came out like halfway through its console cycle. So
yeah,
and they just stopped making shit for it. What do you got for number 10?
So my number 10 is going to be Zelda Twilight Princess HD.
Yeah, I didn't buy that because I didn't care for it on the GameCube whenever it first came out.
I loved it on the GameCube. I think Twilight Princess is one of my favorite Zelda games, mainly because when it came out, it was more of like a return to form to the original like
format.
Yeah, it's not like the cartoony look, it was like the realistic Zelda. I like that,
I think that's why I didn't like it, is because I was expecting it to be more like Ocarina of Time, but it wasn't. It didn't have that openness, like it was more linear.
Well, that's another thing I liked about it. I think I'm not a big fan of like these big open Zelda games, you know what I mean?
Well,
like Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild are not my favorites, you know what I mean? But I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Wind Waker a lot.
I love Wind Waker.
I'm not saying that it's not. It's just like I like the more linear ones. Like my favorites would probably be like the Game Boy one where it's top down, which is in a sense open.
Yeah, it's very open.
But it's like I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say.
I know what you mean. It's more guided.
It's not like, you're stumbling around for an hour and a half trying to figure out what to do next. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I want to know what my goal is and what I'm trying to do. Like, unless I'm in, like, a dungeon or something, in which case, that's fine.
I agree with that, but I think Ocarina of Time handled it better by having an open, like, portal area, almost like Super Mario 64, where you just go into certain areas, and it's like, oh, this is the water area.
See, that? Yeah, I agree. And in that same vein, I feel like, Ocarina of Time worked well because of the limitations of the hardware. You know what I mean? They just couldn't make it so big that it was obnoxious, and I'm sure they would have if they could have. You know what I mean?
Of
but
course.
I'm glad they didn't, because as it stands, Ocarina of Time is just big enough for my liking.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like the Twilight Princess was even like more closed off than Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yeah.
In a sense, which was what bothered me. It's like this game came way after, and it's more like linear than an N64 game. So I think that was like one of the only reasons I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. I know a lot of people like it. A lot of people thought Twilight Princess was great. Number 10 for me is Nintendo Land, which I had a lot of fun with. I played a lot of this with Jay, Giselle Bozeman, friend of the show. But yeah, it just had like, it was kind of like the Wii Sports of the Wii U. It had like the little mini games. It had a little taste of everything. One of my
I have like little memories of this, but I don't like
have like a big
yeah, it's not like stuck in my brain,
There was like a couple things specifically on there that I liked a lot. One of the main ones I liked was like the Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember that's the top down one, right? Where you're like running around with the flashlights and shit.
Yeah, and they had like several co-op ones on there and stuff like that one. So I just had some fun with it. Nintendo Land was fun to have friends over and just play all night,
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What you got for number 9?
So my number 9 is Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut. Okay. Now, this game eventually later came to like Xbox and PlayStation, but when it came out, it was just transitioning over from PC, and this was the only console it was on at the time, which was kind of made it a big deal.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it was way improved over the PC version. It had better graphics, it had better controls, it had just a lot of improvements, quality of life improvements over the original PC version. And it's already a pretty good game, so that will make it to my number 9.
Nice. Number 9 for me, it was Rayman Legends. This was where I played a lot of Rayman Legends, just because you didn't have too many options on the Wii U. So, but it was co-op, and that was something that I was really into at the time. I still am. I love co-op games, couch co-op, by the way. So I would have friends over, and we would just play Rayman Legends. So it's just a classic 2D platformer, but it was really good for the time. Though I never really cared for Rayman the character. Like I just liked how good it felt. Yeah,
Rayman Legend was a fun game. I actually played that mostly on PS4 back in the day with Ian. A long time.
Oh, really?
Actually, no, PS3. way back in the day.
It's an older game.
Yeah, but it was a fun game. I just didn't play it much on the Wii U, so I didn't really realize. I didn't even know it was on the Wii U, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's on like everything now.
It really is.
Anyways, number 8, what you got?
So number 8 for me is New Super Mario Bros. U.
That's my number 5.
Okay, the reason it's so low on mine is because it was already, they kind of already did it, with the Wii and with the 3DS, with the normal DS, so it's kind of like, they just kind of did the same thing again, which I'm not mad about. It did end up being one of the better Wii U games out there.
Yeah, and it just brought more co-op, which was great for me. Like, I love the new Super Mario Bros. Games. I know a lot of people got bored with that shit, and I did too, but
I had a great time.
I had a great time with it.
Especially in handheld form. I really loved the handheld ones they did.
Yeah, definitely. That's where it started, actually, on the DS. But the new Super Mario Bros. U was great, and then they did that Year of Luigi thing where they did
the Luigi U game,
yeah, where they were like, oh, it's the Year of Luigi, and then they put out new Super Mario Bros. U Luigi, which was like all like just crazy Luigi hard levels. But anyways, yeah, I love that game. Number 8 for me is Mario Kart 8.
I got that somewhere on there too.
Yeah, it's there's no need to talk about it. It's Mario Kart, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Love Mario Kart. It's another party game. My Wii U was used for a lot of partying, lots of drinking alcohol, pizza, and just people over playing video games.
I feel like the Mario Kart 8 specifically had like a huge leap up in graphics too from like the Wii version. You know? I mean? It looked great.
The Wii Mario Kart is my favorite Mario Kart of all time.
It's a good game too.
Yeah,
for sure. So let's see. We're on number 7.
Number 7.
So number 7 for me is Zelda Wind Waker HD. Another excellent Zelda game. I think they did a little better job with this remake than Twilight Princess, and also the Wii U complements Wind Waker's gameplay so much with that second screen and the map and stuff. You know,
having the map and you can just get into your sack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was amazing. But I had already beaten that on GameCube, but I did buy it again on the Wii U and played through it on there.
Hell yeah.
So, and they made it a little bit easier to get the pieces. Like I remember
in the water where you're like walking around fishing for the pieces or whatever.
No, because like towards the end of the game, there's like a part where there's like really no way to know, but you have to travel like to each end of the fucking map to like find I can't remember whether they're like the Hyrule pieces or what. But like there's 7 pieces and you got to go and find them, and it took me probably like 6 hours like the first time I did it, because I had to go get on like Cheat CC and look up walkthroughs and all this bullshit. It wasn't Cheat CC at the time, I don't remember where it was, but I had to look up a walkthrough on my GameCube, and this one they made it easier and like showed it on the map and bullshit. So if I remember right. But number 7 for me is Super Mario Maker, which was great.
It's a good one.
Not as good as Super Mario Maker 2, but at the time, that's all we had, and it was great. It was awesome.
And it introduced the concept, you know? It was the first to really, like, let you go crazy with them tools.
And the community was cool and everything. Number 6?
Number 6 for me is Mario Kart 8.
Okay, my number 6 is Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD.
Okay. So number 5
for
me is Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
That's a great game.
I fucking love Donkey Kong, man, and especially this one. It's really hard, but
really fucking hard. This is the Dark Souls of Donkey Kong.
It really is. But it's a good game, and it's a lot of fun. It's pretty, you know. That's kind of a Donkey Kong tradition, is to just have a really pretty looking game. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Looks great, plays great.
This was made by Retro. You know, and they're fucking just monsters of developers. They're so good, dude, especially whenever it comes to this stuff. But Retro Games made it. They added Funky Kong later. It's just a really cool game all around. Yeah, I didn't like that it was so icy. You know, everything was tropically frozen.
I didn't like how tropically frozen it was.
But once you get to like the levels where it's not frozen all the time, it's pretty interesting. The bosses are tough. Co-op as well.
Yeah.
But so number 5 for me. Wait, yeah, we're on 5. New Super Mario Bros. U. We already talked about. Okay, number 4?
Number 4 for me is a game that probably wouldn't be on my list otherwise if it wasn't on Wii U specifically, but it's just a damn good game, and there's no other game really in its genre on the Wii U. So, got to give it to Bayonetta 2. It was very unique for its platform that it was on. You know what I mean?
It was just kind of exciting to have an exclusive.
Totally.
Like, we got something that you don't have, even though it's not that great.
It's pretty.
all right.
It's pretty good. I mean, for what it is, if you like that kind of game, if you like the old school God of War,
or like Devil May Cry,
or Darksiders, or any of that kind of stuff, you'll probably like Bayonetta.
Yeah. Plus, her hair is her clothes. Number 4 for me is Super Mario 3D World. Super Mario 3D World was pretty cool, especially for multiplayer. It's where you get your cat suit.
Oh, yeah.
And I liked it. It was like the closest thing that I had. This was before Odyssey, obviously. So it was like the closest thing we had to like Mario 64 feeling.
Yeah.
Since Mario 64. So I was really into it. Though it felt a little incomplete. Like there was something about it that just it wasn't as good as it could have been. It was still really great.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 4. Number 3. What do you got for number 3?
Number 3 is Batman Arkham City Armored Edition.
Oh,
so
man.
this is like just the complete Batman Arkham City experience. It was a little scaled up. It had like, the DLC and all that good stuff, and it's just a great game. By no means like platform exclusive or anything, but by all means one of the best games on the Wii U.
System. Yeah. Number 3 for me was one that I went deep into, which was Shovel Knight.
That was a good one.
I spent a lot of time with Shovel Knight.
It's a good co-op game too, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and it was an exclusive for the Wii U at the time. If I remember right, it exclusively came to Wii U because they wanted to make a Nintendo game, and that was like the dopest thing ever was to be like, I got fucking Shovel Knight.
Good game.
Great game. I spent a lot of time with it.
Still a good game.
It was at the beginning of like whenever 2D Metroidvanias were getting really popular again, and it was one of the only ones that have done it right. It had the Donald Duck, not the Donald Duck, the like Pogo from like the SNES.
I know the
DuckTales game.
Yeah,
so like, which to me, I saw it more of Zelda 2, but like everybody was like, oh, it's from DuckTales, but I just like pictured from Zelda 2, except for I imagine that you could bounce, so.
That DuckTales game was great too. They did a remaster of that.
They did, but that came to everything. Yeah.
Good game.
Number 2 for you? 2 for you?
So 2 for me is Mario Maker.
Okay.
Love that
game.
It's on here. So good. Probably one of the better games on the Wii U.
Yeah, for sure. The touchpad made it a lot
I was going to say
better.
the touchpad really worked well with it in that Wii U specifically. Like, it's still great on the Switch, you know what I mean? But that is one feature that's kind of, was nice. Like, you could draw out your level before you even did it and stuff,
Exactly. Number 2 for me is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. So
that's a good one.
Number 1, I imagine we both have the same thing.
Same thing, probably. Super Smash Brothers.
Super Smash Bros. Wii U or Super Smash Bros. 4.
Or was it just U?
It was for Wii U. It was literally called Super Smash Bros. 4 Wii U.
Oh.
Like, yes, that's what it was called.
Well, despite the stupid name, it is fucking excellent. It's probably my favorite Smash Bros. Game.
Better than Ultimate?
Oh, man.
It's a tough call.
Because, like, man, I don't know. I like Ultimate because it's got all the characters. Obviously, that's great.
Yeah,
but I really liked the physics and stuff in the most recent one, other than Ultimate, the one before it.
And I feel like the most people were smashing back then. Yeah, like not enough people smash anymore. Yeah, so it's like
nobody wants to smash, bro. Man, we need to have a party. We need to have a tournament, dude. A tourney.
Dude, we should do a tournament. We should do a GameSpeak podcast Smash tournament.
Ooh. If you guys would be interested, let us know. We will get that organized.
Yeah, for real. If we could get together like 10 people, I bet we could go like rent out like a spot somewhere, like maybe at like fucking Second and Charles or something. Dude, plug it up on their TV.
We could get a trophy and give it to the winner.
Oh, yeah. For sure. But yeah, that's it for our top 10 Nintendo Wii U games, guys. Let us know what yours are in the comments, or if we missed something, let us know in the comments, or let us know on the Facebook group and wherever you're at. But we're going to jump on over to the People's Champ.
Hey-o.
Who's the People's Champ today, dude?
So the champion of the people today is going to be a young man who has been doing right by us for some time now.
Let me guess. Chad McClain?
Chad McClain.
Okay.
You already know. You already know. I'm just trying to find the post. I keep pulling up the wrong thing. So,
Okay.
Go with it for a second.
Okay. Hey, guys. It's
okay.
just Jamal. Oh,
okay,
no,
here
Brent's
we go.
back.
So Chad's right here.
Hey, Chad.
Chad says to us, so Pokemon or Digimon?
Ooh.
Which one would you fuck?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
And Chad's always coming at us with these real hard-hitting questions,
These definitely hit pretty hard. Now
the answer to that question is very easy to me.
Well, I guess you'd have to go Digimon because they're more human than Pokemon. Yeah, they talk.
Digimon are like fucking dinosaurs.
But they talk.
I don't want it to talk to me.
You don't. That's true, because you don't want that haunting, like,
that
it's
weird.
Like, why'd you fuck me?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, get it. No, I don't know.
Digimon.
No, see, with Pokemon, you have like semi-humanoid Pokemon you could get into. Like you got like Jinx,
I don't know if I'd fuck Jinx.
Yeah, Mr. Mime. You know what I mean? You've got Gardevoir. You know what I mean? You can fuck a Gardevoir for sure.
God. Oh, this is horrifying.
It's pretty horrifying.
But
this is like gun to your head situation. You gotta fuck one.
Okay, if we're going Pokemon, I guess I'll go Pokemon. But you have to name that Pokemon.
Oh, shit.
Who's that Pokemon that you would fuck?
Gardevoir.
That's who you'd fuck.
If I had to fuck a Pokemon, or a Digimon, out of all the Pokemon and Digimon, it would probably be Gardevoir. I can't think of a single other Pokemon that's like human-ish looking that would be like acceptable. Machamp, dude.
Oh, why did I say Machamp? Machamp.
Yeah, Machamp. He's like,
well, at least Machamp's like dick level, like you could
just pick him up.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to bend down, dude. He doesn't have to get on the knees. Like, so what I'm saying though is Machamp's got some Oh no. Probably Ninetales. I do Ninetales. It's got
Cloyster, dog.
Oh, dude, Cloyster would probably be a good way to go. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's like
Lickitung, bro.
Oh shit! No, because it paralyzes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you do, because then you'll forget. Maybe a Jigglypuff. I feel like a Jigglypuff is soft and squishy.
Yeah, that would be.
And
strange.
It sings. It puts you to sleep.
It'd be like fucking a ball of bubblegum or something. That'd be weird.
Okay. Good question, Chad.
Thanks,
Let us
Chad.
know who you'd fuck, Chad. You can't just bust this question on us and then not give us an answer.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next question?
So we got more
listener questions.
More sex questions here from John Hightower.
Okay.
He says, "What's your dollar amount to sleep with the same sex? We know you've got one."
Who's we? And so, first off, look, I can't answer this question because my thing is like, there's no dollar amount that I would just like change my sexual preference for.
You don't have to change your sexual preference. You just have to have sex with the guy one time and get a fuckload of money.
Yeah, I just don't think that would.
You don't have to like it.
You don't.
You just have to do it.
Okay, I guess like.
Let's just assume that we have some kind of device where we can shoot your dick up with some kind of thing that's going to make it like cooperate with you during this whole experience. And you.
But how does this get? Does he get paid?
No, you get paid.
So
he's the one paying you.
Oh, he's paying.
You're
me.
A prostitute in this situation, okay?
Oh, okay. All right.
You're high dollar though. How high dollar are we talking? And see, for me, it's like a lot of factors here. Okay. Like, how long do I have to fuck this guy? Am I the one doing the fucking, or is he fucking me? Does he have to come? You know, there's like a lot of different deciding factors, and
why would that matter? I mean, if you're fucking him, I imagine he's got to come. You know?
Well, you know, I mean, if I could just stick the tip in and then just walk out the room with my fucking $1 million, you know,
that's not sex. That's poking.
Okay, well, see, that's why we got to have these ground rules.
Okay, okay.
That's why we got to have stipulations.
Well, John didn't give us these rules, you know. So
I'm just thinking, just like a.
What's a range for you? What's the amount that you're thinking that you're gonna get paid for this?
If I'm doing the fucking, if I'm the one like thrusting and pumping, I'm gonna say $200. I mean, not $200, $200,000.
I was like, wow,
$200,000.
Wow, that's pretty lenient there.
No, $200,000 for that. If I'm the one getting fucked, $200,000. If I'm the one getting fucked. If I'm the one receiving the fucking, it's going to be $2 million.
Okay. I don't think... Price. Okay, here's my thing. I would probably say $2 million just in general, and then I will never... No, I won't take it. I'm
so
just...
there's not even if it's...
No, there's not a single amount of... that just... I imagine it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, like, I mean, sure, life is uncomfortable, but like...
No, but like, just... I don't know, dude. I just don't think I could do it.
You gotta, like, see, okay, dude. $200 million.
But then I have
$200 billion. Throw off the global economy just to get fucked in the ass one time. People do it all the time for free.
A quote from Brent. Throw off the global economy to get fucked in the ass one time. That's going to be a good,
I'm just saying, like, you know, you got to get your priorities straight there because it's like...
I guess $200 billion, but that's not realistic, you know?
I mean,
I guess
this whole situation isn't realistic.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to pay us $200 billion to fuck us in the ass, you know? But if it could happen... You know what I mean?
Okay, if it could happen, I guess I'll take $200 million. I'll take $200 million.
That's fair, yeah. Because that's like enough for your kids to be straight. You know what I mean? Like, not like. Not like
but will they be straight at this point?
The world may never know.
No, not yeah. I guess I'd throw that in there.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, like, and that's another thing. It's like, can I knock myself out for this? You know, can I take like some kind of like roofie and just let me get fucked, you know, like while I'm unconscious? You know what I mean? Because if I don't have to like be there mentally through the whole experience and I just wake up with a sore ass and $200 million,
they just bring U-Haul trucks to drop the money off beside your incapacitated body.
Yeah.
No. But not that it's a problem to be gay, guys. No. It's just it's for the question. The context of the question as two straight males.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like the same question if you asked a gay guy if he would have sex with a girl or, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Exactly. So, $200 million for me, $200 for Dude, you could be making some money soon. Anyways, like people are gonna be messaging us,
right? Like, hey, about that $200, got 200 on it. No, 200,000, fellas.
200,000.
We'll take it or leave it.
I'm gonna be the pimp, dude. $200,000, guys. You know, hit me up if you. Anyways, we got any more listener questions from Facebook?
Yes, we do. We have Justin Walker here. He says, "Has Stadia become a sham?"
It hasn't happened yet, but I think it's started a sham.
I think that Stadia is whack.
Yeah, I think
that's all I have to say about that.
It's the beginning of a dark Skynet future that we don't want.
I think it's the beginning of pushing Xbox and PlayStation towards an era of generosity to compete with a non-existent entity that will not ever really compete with them. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I think it's going to push technology forward, though. I think because everybody's going to be trying to do the same thing, and I think that's going to be the bad thing.
I think it will also provide people who just want to play one or two games, you know, like say the next Red Dead comes out or something, and you don't want to go buy a whole console for Red Dead, you know. I think those people will have an avenue to play their favorite game or whatever, you know.
True.
But I think if you're already going to be spending $60 on games regularly, you'll probably just invest in one of the better consoles, you know what I mean?
Instead of paying like $100 something a year, like plus whatever games you buy. It's like just pay $300 and have a console for good.
Yeah, and you buy totally.
Save money that way.
I'm with you on that. But I do see a world where it has a purpose and that it's probably going to stick around. I don't know. We also have Christopher Geeker here. He says, top 5 video games of all time.
What's up, Chris? That's tough, and I think we've done this before on a previous one. I don't want to go against what I said before.
Yeah, this is kind of a hard one, but I will rattle off a few, even though as soon as we're done recording, I'll probably think of some that are way better.
How about we just do our top, our number 1, our favorite game of all time?
I don't even think I could do it. I'd have to do a top 5.
Okay, do top 2. Top 2.
I don't even know if I could do that.
But then he can go back to our older episodes and hear the top 5, because I'd have to go back and listen to it and see if it's changed since then. Or I guess I'll just go. Yeah, I'll just try it. Let's do top 3. Let's do top 3, not 5. That's a lot.
That's still hard, man. I have so many games that I like.
I know, but I mean, you're still gonna just name off 5
right
randomly.
now, as it stands.
Yeah,
my top 3.
Top 3
favorite games are probably Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars.
Okay.
Love that game, old school. The new God of War game, 2018. The game is fucking fantastic. And Persona 5.
Okay.
Those are my 3 favorite games.
My top 3: KOTOR, Donkey Kong Country, and Conker's Bad Fur Day for the N64.
Ooh. So, some good ones right there.
Yeah, those are the top 3.
We're going to have to do a revised list pretty soon, because a lot of the games that came to my mind just now while I was thinking of games
were way newer.
Are recent games, since we did. Because we did that as one of our original first topics ever kind of thing, It was one in our first 10 episodes or some shit. So
yeah, because we were trying to introduce herourselves as it's like,
we've
here's
played
our top 2.
a lot of games. Both of us have played a lot of games between then and now, you know what I mean?
Oh,
so
yeah.
It would definitely be interesting to revisit that at some point.
Absolutely. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, good question, guys.
Mr. Geeker.
And that's all we got from Facebook. What do we got?
So we have a question from 9 Paranormal 9 on Instagram. Just know you guys can drop us questions over there now if you'd like. I always post the day of, ask them for questions in the story. But anyways, he says, do you think the Switch will ever get Wind Waker HD ported from the Wii U?
I do.
Do you?
I do. I think it'll even be better. I think it'll be more HD.
What does that mean?
I think that they'll be upgraded.
There'll be more HDs?
It'll be like, I don't know.
And a higher resolution.
Yes.
I think it'll get ported, but I think they're saving it for a time when things aren't looking too good for the Switch. You know what I'm saying? They always bring out ports like that whenever they're having some downtime, in between big AAA hits.
Well, and they already have a port kind of coming out right now, the Link's Awakening port pretty soon, or the remake.
That's not a port. That's a complete remake.
But it's basically an old game, remade.
Yeah, but HD
they're
remake.
Not going to drop the same kind of thing over again, you know what I mean?
They would, though, because they've already brought a bunch of ports from the Wii U, is what he's saying. It's because they did the
Yeah, but like you're saying, it's a timing thing. They're not. My point is they're not going to drop it at the same time as the new Zelda
correct.
game. It'll be at least a few months until they announce something other Zelda related, you know what I mean, after that.
It would be next year. And honestly, they might not even bring it, because they've already announced Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. So this will be the 3rd Zelda game coming to Switch.
I think the question is how much effort would they have to do to port it over? You know what I mean?
I don't think it would take much.
Would it be a several month long, or several year long escapade? Would it be several months, weeks? I think if it was something they could just slap together and pop it up, then why not make that extra buck? You know what I mean?
But I also don't think it'll have a physical copy. I imagine it'll just be digital download.
Oh, absolutely. They're definitely not going to press a physical of this one.
No, definitely not. So I think it will, but if it does come, it'll be at least a year away from the release of the Link to the Past.
And definitely
Link's Awakening,
digital download kind of thing.
Yeah, digital download. And it'll be in between Link's Awakening and Breath of the Wild 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But yeah, so I think it'll come. It'll be there. Yeah, thanks for the questions, guys. We're going to jump into This Week in Gaming History to wrap up the show. Brent, take us back in time.
We only have one game this week in history this week.
Okay, that's fine.
July 23rd, 2001 for the PC. Eventually it came to everything else, but first it came to the
2001. PC. What kind of, what genre?
It's a shoot there.
First person?
No, third person.
Third person shooter. Came out on PC in 2001. It couldn't be...
I think I've already done this, but on a different console.
It's not Max Payne, is it?
It is Max Payne.
Okay, yeah. 2001.
I think I did it on Game Boy or something.
That's fine, though, because that's a completely different game.
But yeah,
I mean, it's the same game, but it's different.
Yeah. So yeah, that came out July 23rd, 2001, Max Payne.
That's crazy.
I know.
2001. How many years ago was that?
Wow, 18. Or no, 19. No, 18.
No.
Wait, it's July, so yeah.
It'd be 18 years ago. 18 years ago, dude.
Man.
Wow, we were just babies. We were just wee babies playing Max Payne.
I was about to say, and I was playing that shit.
Same. I was scared of it, honestly.
Yeah, me too. It was one of those dark games. It didn't. I would play like the tutorial level over and over again because it didn't scare me because you're outside in the snow. But as soon as you got down in that subway, dude.
Oh, dude, got terrifying.
It got terrifying.
It really did. Like you were afraid of what was coming around the corner.
Scarier, yeah. Because like after the subway level, then you're like in your creepy house, and then like it's just a creepy ass game, dude.
Really was. Anyways, remember you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to the GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group or to the Instagram. Check out our video content on YouTube. All you have to do is search Create for Sanity. It's all one word. Guys, we just need 9 more subscribers on YouTube to change our URL.
Please, God, let us change this URL.
Yeah, so we can finally make it GameSpeak Podcast. But yeah, we've gone up some subscribers since the last episode, so thanks to everybody.
Thanks to you guys, yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle Jamal and Brent at Brent Has One. And be sure to check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. We're doing big things over there. Every day, new posts. We're doing polls on the story, so like you guys can answer like what your favorite games are and stuff like that, or what your thoughts are on gaming news of the week. But anyways, until next